So I've covered a lot of 90s movies on this cut-up series so far. That's because I genuinely love bad movies, and the 90s were filled with pure trash scripts with huge budgets. It didn't even matter if the source material was great, they would make it dumb.
Holy crud, he's a sitting duck out there.
He knows what he's doing.
I am the law.
You really didn't get that same big budget look on TV at the time. Today, most popular TV shows look very cinematic. In the 90s, it was still kinda more of a stage play. That is, until you get to the commercials. These things had huge budgets and talent behind them.
I want my baby back. Chili, baby back rib. I want my baby chili, baby back rib.
That big shift in quality was a little weird when watching TV in the 90s. If you were a kid, you'd be sitting there watching the Ninja Turtles, and the animation is, it's okay. Actually pretty good for TV at the time. But then it would go to the commercials, and the Ninja Turtles in the commercial are animated for more than just 3 frames.
Turtle power! Thanks, Redhead. Want to help put all the marshmallows back? These guys can handle it. 89, 80, 10, 80, 11.
It's hard not to notice this, even as a dumb child. So because the quality of the shows were so low, and only the commercials seemed to have the work put into them, I don't really remember a lot about the shows I watched, but I have so many commercials that are stuck in my head to this day. So I'd like to share some of the ones that I remember, whether it's because they were small masterpieces or because I hated them so much. Welcome to Cut Up, a video series where I talk about my favorite scenes in movies and cut them up, or just make a whole video series based on nostalgia. This time we're talking about 90s commercials that stuck with me. These aren't my favorite commercials or the best commercials, but the ones that have managed to find a nice little parking spot in my mind and never leave. If you have a commercial that stuck with you, let me know in the comments. If I make a follow-up video, I might include it, so make sure to subscribe for that too. All right, let's get into the commercials. And why not start with a classic from the Got Milk campaign?
And now let's make that random call with today's $10,000 question. It's a tough one. Who shot Alexander Hamilton in that famous duel? All right, let's go to the phones and see who's out there.
Hello?
Hello, for $10,000. Who shot... Excuse me? I'm afraid your time is almost up. I'm sorry, maybe next time.
Got milk?
The only reason why I knew what was going on during the musical Hamilton is in part because of this commercial. The Got Milk campaign was highly successful and produced a lot of memorable commercials, but this one, directed by Michael Bay, by the way, and starring Sean Whalen, was one that stuck with me. It's probably the best thing that Michael Bay has ever made.
I'm sorry, maybe next time.
Got milk?
Let's move on to the next commercial, which is more about the theme than anything. Bagel Bites.
Pizza in the morning, pizza in the evening, pizza at supper time. When pizza's on a bagel, you can eat pizza anytime.
I will never understand how putting pizza on a bagel makes it appropriate to eat for breakfast. Oh, did you replace the crust for even more dense crust? Okay, I could eat that for every meal now.
Pizza in the morning, pizza in the evening, pizza at supper time. When pizza's on a bagel, you can eat pizza anytime.
There's not one specific version of this commercial that I remember. It's really just the song making really bold claims that you could eat processed cheese and meats on dense bread for every meal, and it's totally cool. I mean, even as a child, I understood how stupid that idea was. But you know what? I didn't care because Bagel Bites were delicious.
Bite-sized pizzas on wholesome little bagels.
Moving on to the next commercial, Mentos, Guy on the Bench.
It doesn't matter what comes, fresh goes better in life. With Mentos fresh and full of life. Nothing gets to you, staying fresh, staying cool.
Mentos fresh and full of life.
The made-up world that they made for these commercials is really just amazing. It's usually just someone getting into some weird social situation that only seems to happen in comic strips, and then them getting out of that situation by behaving strangely confident while doing something. The one that stuck with me the most was this guy on the bench commercial. I don't know why, but I always felt like this painter guy was upset that he didn't ruin this guy's day. Oh, you yuppie son of a bitch. I need to paint that whole thing again, and you have this dumb smile on your face. Your suit looks like trash anyway. How about you get one that fits you bum? I wish I was never caught embezzling those funds. I mean, it's a weird commercial, and the song just adds to the weirdness. 10 out of 10, I love it.
Fresh goes better with Mentos fresh and full of life.
Mentos, the fresh maker.
Let's get back to commercials directed at children with the next commercial, Toys R Us Kids theme.
I don't want to grow up. I'm a Toys R Us kid. They got a million toys at Toys R Us that I can play with.
I don't know if you did this, but everybody that I knew would always just sing along to this song in the most obnoxious way possible because it was just so fun.
There's a million toys at Toys R Us that I can play with.
Like the Bagel Bites commercial, I don't remember any one of these specifically, but this song just lives in my brain, taking up valuable space that's pretty much already been wasted on things like football uniforms and state flags. This song and the Super Toy Run are the things that I'll remember most about Toys R Us.
I don't want to grow up, 'cause if I did, I couldn't be a Toys R Us kid. I don't want to grow up, don't want to grow up. I want to be a Toys R Us kid.
And I'll always remember this commercial fondly. Unlike the next commercial on my list, Enterprise will pick you up.
Enterprise will arrange to pick you up,
This is great.
drive you to our place, and get you on your way. Pick Enterprise. We'll pick you up.
So I'm sure a lot of you remember these commercials, but I don't know if this one stuck with everyone the way that it stuck with me. As a kid, I was terrified at the idea of riding in this car. You can't see out of any of the windows except for the front. And then you're driving on this secluded road with all these twists and turns. This wrapped up car gave me nightmares. How dangerous is this? Everyone's just cool with it? Do you want to be picked up in this thing? How do you even get in? I remember being really afraid that one day I would have to get into a rental car like this, and I was for sure gonna die. So that commercial strangely creeped me out, and I have another one on here that did the same. The bubble tape commercials.
The lunch lady wears a hairnet, serves mashed potatoes with an ice cream scoop, puts gravy on everything. She says,
Bubble tape is not part of a well-balanced diet.
Now, as an adult, I could see the creativity and actually the awesome styling of these commercials. I really like them now, going back and looking at them. But as a child, they always kind of disturbed me a little bit. Something about how dirty it all looks and feels, and they're selling bubblegum? Round, soft, smooth bubblegum with this harsh, coarse, jaggedy animation. No thanks, dude.
she has no teeth. She says,
I still can't chew bubble tape.
bubble tape, it's 6 feet of bubble gum for you, not them.
So it's weird that this and the Enterprise car commercials weirded me out as a kid, because I was strangely fine with this next commercial, Crossfire.
Crossfire. Crossfire. You get caught up in the crossfire.
If you were a board game in the 90s, you needed to have a great commercial or a catchy song in order to stand out. Board games like Trouble and Sorry were kings of this. But no other commercial was able to burn as deeply into my little 90s Capri Sun-fueled brain more than Crossfire. First, where does this commercial take place? The depths of hell? Where did all these kids come from? Why are there so many unsupervised children in 90s media? Like kids were just roaming freely into fight pits. Not only does this thing have amazing over-the-top action going on, the song is an earworm.
Crossfire. Y'all get caught up in the crossfire.
Then, one of the children gets banished to the Shadow Realm.
Crossfire. You'll get caught up in it.
Who wouldn't want to play this game? Keeping on theme with 90s board games, I feel like I'm just gonna at least have to touch on this one, Mr. Bucket.
Mr. Bucket!
That's right, I'm Mr. Bucket. I'm Mr. Bucket. Toss your balls in my top, I'm Mr. Bucket. Out of my mouth I will pop, I'm Mr. Bucket. We're all gonna run, I'm Mr. Bucket.
Yeah, good luck getting that earworm out of your head. This commercial, along with the elephant, the elephant, are still stuck in my head to this day. It should be illegal to make something this catchy for children. I think about this song basically every time I see a bucket, and the world is filled with buckets.
I'm Mr. Bucket.
Mr. Bucket from Milton Bradley.
Moving on, we have a commercial that I still quote to this day from Disneyland.
What do you think it's gonna be like? Mom says there's even more magical stuff now.
Okay, guys, back to bed.
We're too excited to sleep.
I'm too excited to sleep. I mean, of course, Disney is able to capture that feeling of excitement you have as a kid the night before a big event. I mean, this one's a great example of the movie quality commercial that is just so much better than what was usually on TV. And this kid is adorable.
Too excited to sleep.
All right, I have like 30 more commercials that I would like to cover, but let's just do one more for now, one that's super personal and one that you've probably never seen. So I hope you enjoy it. Rocky Rococo's Pizza.
Hey, it is I, Rocky Rococo, here to bring you my greatest and tastiest creation, my new six-top jackpot slice. It's both Rocky Rococo.
The 90s was filled with these big pizza chain commercials. The industry was booming. So much so that even smaller pizza places just had to have commercials. Like this one from Utah.
Just good pizza at low, low prices. You want to save some dough? Come on over to Peter Piper Pizza.
Come on over to Peter Piper Pizza, see what we've got.
But the ones that I'll remember forever was when I moved from Los Angeles, California to Wisconsin Dells, Wisconsin as a kid, and seeing these Rocky Rococo commercials for the first time.
Zesty sauce, spicy pepperoni, or huge chunks of my Italian sausage.
He's one of those mascots where you feel like this is his day job, but he has a full-time life at home. And judging by the way he's dressed, I assume Rocky Rococo runs a Columbia drug cartel. Seems like a busy guy.
Hey, wake up and try my Rocky's one-of-a-kind pizza.
I mean, it could have been worse. The original Rocky Rococo had this huge fake nose for some reason, and he talks like he's seducing you.
Hey, these people ain't supposed to know we're watching them, as we capture their reaction to Rocky Rococo pan-style pizza on a hidden camera.
Hey, these people don't know that we're watching them. Let's take our pants off and watch people eat pizza because I'm a sexual predator.
I like everything about it. Thick pepperoni. I really dig the thick crust.
I really dig the thick crust.
Hey, I guess you might say that Rocky's dough is a bit like Rocky himself. We're both rising stars.
Rocky Rococo.
Made by hand with heart.
So, those are some commercials that have stuck with me. What are some that you remember as a child? If I make another one of these, I'll include some of your suggestions, so make sure you write them in the comments. Please subscribe for more stuff like this and give me all your likes. If you like 90s movies, you'll probably enjoy my Congo cut-up, so check that out, dog. Thanks for watching. Laters.